What's going on, gang? We're back. Nonna's Basement Podcast. Really exciting pod today. I am, of course, the fearless leader, Luca Farrow. And
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, Luca comes out. This is my podcast.
I am afraid of you being the leader.
Yeah.
I am joined with, obviously, Tom Feeback, Tyler Fowler, and we have our special guest today, Mr. Jim Flannigan, the legend of Chicago himself.
The Jim Flannigan.
It is an honor
Huge
to
get
be
for us. Huge
here.
get for us.
Yes.
Not in Nonna's basement.
We were not in Nonna's basement.
He was known as Addict.
I was shocked to
sold
hear.
a bill of
Thank you.
goods.
Jim Flannigan, if you don't know, guys, is a very funny comedian here in Chicago and tours all over, and we're really happy to have him. He did tell us to ease up on all the racial content, as well as Tyler saying retard all the
So
time.
this is going to be a 9-minute episode of the podcast. We're going to keep it tight this week, you guys. Shout out to our sponsor, Chicago Public Libraries. And that's it. Thanks. Tune in next week, all right?
Well, my mom last week, when she listened to the episode, and she said, I really didn't appreciate Tyler saying the R word like that.
Stop it.
No, she actually didn't care. She thought
That
it
was
funny.
going to really bother me. That was going to really bother
was like,
me.
I like
that was, you let that hang for about 2 seconds.
Oh.
It was eating me up inside. Oh, my mom also tuned in last week. And this is basically for our moms. This is just
My mom also listens.
Yeah.
I'm like, stop listening
She's
to their
coming up.
podcast.
She's coming up. No, my mom goes, that podcast. You can't get a word edgewise. Luca won't shut up. She goes, typical Italian. He just dominates the whole conversation.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I
The leader, Mrs.
That's
Fowler.
what I said. I go, that's the whole podcast. Is Luca going? Jim, before this, I was going, oh, we're happy to have you on the podcast at the show. And he goes, yeah, do you guys have a format or anything? I go, yeah, Luca yells about something he's upset about. And then Tom and I kind of chimed in. It's again the whole the theme of the podcast is Luca won't go to therapy, so we're helping him work stuff out.
It's not the theme, but it is a straight line.
Here's
arrow
someone who
through it.
pissed me off. We go, okay, how to make you feel?
Usually I agree with him, and Tyler's like, no.
And I'm going,
Jim,
cut that.
Jim, you haven't listened to every episode, but by the way, what episode is this, Chris?
18.
18, episode 18.
Just like Luca's
I
girlfriends,
assembled this
18.
crew
Sure.
much like a
Thank you.
crack team. What'd you say?
I said, just like Luca's girlfriend's 18. And then Tom looks at me and goes like, good one, bud. Gave me a little,
Just
don't worry,
helping you out a
don't
little
worry.
bit.
Someone heard you.
They have their own
the
little
listeners,
support
the
corner here.
listeners aren't
Fine.
hearing you,
I
but
am-
I did.
I do feel a little weird. I'm not in my normal spot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Why are you looking at me like that? You were the last one here.
I was the last one here. I was about 25 minutes late, so
You
I
were
did
about
feel bad.
25 minutes late.
Man, yeah, Tom.
So anyway, shout out to
Sorry.
everyone's mom for
Shout
watching.
out to
All
all
the moms.
moms out there.
All you
Happy
moms
Mother's
out
Day
there in
soon.
TV.
I gotta
man.
talk more. Or my mom's gonna come over here and rough you guys up a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta talk
She's like
more.
that parent who's like, "Oh, my kid's playing this game, or else." You know?
My son participates too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we don't let him talk, she's gonna bring all our junk to your house, Luca.
My mom will get that out for sure. But no, a lot to talk about. Tom, you wanna kick off? Do you wanna talk about the Chalupa?
I do.
You guys always have secrets.
Well, we're sharing them.
I know, but it's funny. You guys come in like before. You always go, "Oh, I'll save it for the pod."
You know what, Tom? Switch seats.
Come on. I talked once. I got booted
I saw Luca interact with a woman yesterday.
in the wild.
Not just any woman.
Not the love of his life. The one from previous
the
episode.
former cigar girl.
right, whose name shall not be named.
Shall not be named. I'm gonna
mentioned.
fuck it.
Redacted.
Cassie.
Whoa.
Redacted.
Wow.
Redacted.
Wow.
That's her first.
You
She
heard it
listens.
first.
Redacted.
She listens to the
She
podcast.
don't listen, but go ahead, Tom.
So I saw him
She
interact-
works at the cigar place to catch up all the new
Luca was
first-time
in love.
listeners. I'm in love with her. Oh, and by the way,
Wait, she has a boyfriend, right? This is that.
she has a boyfriend. Works at the cigar place. Gives me
Coquetry.
a lot of coquetry. A lot of
Coquetry.
flirtation.
What's the word of the day?
Right.
And by the way, before we move on, the word of the day is
Every single week with this.
should've
Every
moved
single
on.
week,
We
Luca
should've
goes
moved
to
on.
play it on his phone and goes, "Oh, that's not right. Oh man, buddy."
Come on, dude.
beguile. The word of the day is beguile.
What does that mean?
To beguile is to attract or interest someone or trick or deceive them.
Oh, you were doing a lot of that.
You beguiling, dude.
So
knew you would
Can you use it
Luca,
in a sentence? Like when I play Street Fighter 2, I will always beguile.
Yes.
Man, that's a joke that none of you are old enough for, and that
I
pisses
know
me
Street Fighter.
off.
what's Street Fighter?
It's a video
No, I'm
game.
kidding.
There's
I
a
know-
character named Guile.
Did you have an Atari
That
growing
was
up?
very
Jim?
funny, Jim.
Did.
That's so
Thanks,
funny,
thanks,
Jim.
Tyler.
She was
I'm gonna
cunning.
go, guys. Great seeing
Have
everybody.
you ever typed on a typewriter?
I really have. Can I tell you the best thing about typing on a typewriter?
What's
is
up?
if you make a mistake, you have to you put like whiteout.
Yeah, right. To go back
And then
over.
you type over it with whiteout.
Dude.
Wow.
Yeah,
I remember
old,
that.
Jim.
Yeah. You guys want to learn about sundials?
And that's
what else
the-
you guys
and that's
got?
the
What do you
best-
guys-
and that's
Come
the
on,
best
what else?
thing about
That
it?
is the best thing about a typewriter.
She was cunning enough to beguile her classmates into doing her work for her.
Nice.
That's to use in a sentence.
Okay, so
Beguile
Luca
Street
was
Fighter.
beguiling a cigar
Awesome.
lady this week.
Yes.
Tom, back
so
to you.
back to my story.
Sorry.
Luca was interacting with this girl. They were, he was kind of talking to her a little bit,
'Cause I'm in love with her.
Yes,
I want her to break up with her boyfriend.
And is she at work?
Yes,
She's
she's
working,
at work.
yeah.
We're at the cigar place smoking a cigar. And, they're going back and forth, flirting a little bit. The place closes. We get up. Luca starts talking to her. I think he's just going to go like, hey, it was nice to see you. Starts laying it on thick with this girl.
Come on.
He's going, it's 4:20. You want to smoke a joint? We can go get Taco Bell. We can.
I did throw out Taco Bell.
And then she goes, Luca, I can't, I have a boyfriend. Luca goes, so? He's not here offering you a joint in Taco Bell? So they keep going back and forth.
I said, what? You don't want to? I'm not asking to have sex with you. I'm saying we can have a joint
But-
and eat a chalupa.
As
But-
friends.
But
As friends.
that's what you were asking, though,
For
right?
sure, Tyler.
Just between us. Yeah.
Yes, Tyler, for sure.
So Luca's...
But Luca gets so
I was
like,
trying to
Luca
beguile
gets,
her,
Luca
Tyler.
gets incredulous. Like, how dare you imply? Yes, I was trying to fuck.
Of course I was.
Yeah.
Actually, no,
You just don't like when someone sees through you.
Yeah, she saw through my bullshit
Yeah.
as Tom witnessed, but
But I was like, he's doing comedy in Italy. She's Italian.
Sure.
He's doing comedy in Italy,
You were
which
fucking
which I am
wingman
not.
for him.
I was, which
Which
he's
I'm
not,
not.
which he's not. But it did perk her up a little bit when
she
you
was
said
like,
that.
"Oh my God, Milan! You're going to Milan?" I
Yes.
was like, "Yeah." What do we say? We're playing at the
We're, the comedy. What the fuck is it? I forgot what it's
comedy,
called.
whatever. Yeah, something Italian.
Macaroni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Internazionale comedy. Yeah. Comedy Internazionale. I'm performing at the Comedy Internazionale.
Yeah. So we're telling her this, and they're just talking. I'm just standing there, and I realized that I've been standing here for way too long.
You were not. You were doing fine. You were being a good wingman.
I felt like I was there for too long because at one point Luke is talking. He goes, "Yeah, you can get out of here for this."
I did.
You were excused.
Well, no, see, I felt rude because I thought you were like trying to wait around for. I was like, Tom. I was like, I'm gonna be here a while. I'm putting in work here.
Yeah.
That's
I was
what
gonna pick
felt.
up
I'm trying to
pieces
wear
after-
down this poor woman.
He's like, I'm
while
about to
she's at her
describe-
place of business.
His eyes were black like a shark.
Yeah, I was really trying
was
to beguile
skulking
her
that
really
night
bad.
for sure.
Yeah. And Luke goes, he's talking to her. He's like, "Come on, chalupa and a joint. Come on, we just as friends. I'll go get the weed. I'll come back. Hey, Tom, you can get out of here for this." And he keeps. I couldn't even imagine what was said after I left.
That's so
Oh
funny.
yeah, no.
What?
she-
How did that story
I
play
left
out?
shortly after you left.
You did?
She was like, Luca, I can't. I have a boyfriend, even though I flirt with you all the fucking time. By the way,
Did she say that? Did she address that?
No, she didn't address it, but she should because there's a lot
That's
of
just
flirtation.
Luca's
Jim.
frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did get a criticism about the podcast. You asked earlier, Tyler, if we got if we got any negative comments. I did get a negative comment from her at the place. She goes, "Oh, I listen to the podcast. It's all, ooh, I'm so frustrated that this girl didn't do this thing for me."
But do you know what?
Oh yeah, she describes it really well.
I mean,
actually,
it's pretty good,
Actually, if we
actually.
could update the description on Spotify, that would be awesome. Duh.
Well, what our description on Spotify is now that's Italian. Is it what it is? I think it is. Kretz, is it not?
That's like when Tom wanted us
Kretz,
to have like
please change
morning
that. What
shock
is your
jock
job
sound
around here?
drops.
I'm secretly talking to Tyler about that. We're gonna get that in there.
Secretly?
We're gonna get that in there, right, Tyler? We're gonna get drops.
Tom's sound drop, little morning shock jock radio.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to get there's an announcer for the NBA, and whenever Luka Doncic does something, he
Sure.
goes, "Now that's Luka Magic."
Oh,
Which when Luka
little Luca magic.
Yes.
You go, oh, you want to get a chalupa and smoke a joint? No, that's Luca Magic.
perfect. That's
by the way-
exactly what I want.
By the way, I think a chalupa is a great offer. It
It's-
wasn't just the joint. I said, you tell me
No.
you've been working all
Somehow-
day. I said, you've been working all day. It's 4:20. I'll go get a joint, and then I'll get you. What do you want from Choco Bell? You want a chalupa?
But here's the thing: somehow the chalupa cheapens it, and two,
You think so?
it also makes it creepy. Just
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's smoke a joint, let's hang out, but then be
No.
like, let me get you a chalupa. It makes it
Jim?
weird.
I want to know what happened after Tom left. When he left, you're like, all right, baby, you want a quesarito? Like, what are we? Like, what is
That's
it?
Luca After
What
Dark.
is it, baby? Come on. Is
Come
it
on,
the
now that it's
chalupa?
just you
Is
and
that
I.
the- you want to?
Would you like a cheesy gordita crunch,
on,
baby
is
girl?
that what
They
we're
brought
here
back
for?
the Fiesta potatoes, baby. Come on.
The Fiesta
want
potatoes.
some-
You want a
back
Baja
the Fiesta-
Blast?
You want a Mexican pizza?
I will Baja Blast all over you, baby.
But she knew you wanted to fuck her because you're going.
she
Come
doesn't
on,
want-
Taco Bell. Come on.
Yeah,
Let's
the
do
woman Luca's
Come on.
speaking with. Yeah.
Also, has Taco Bell ever made a woman horny?
Thank you. Yeah,
Has a woman
but
ever
Lucas
been like,
thought
now
she-
I want to smash?
She was
Let's
gonna
go.
eat. She was gonna eat Taco Bell and
Let's
go. You know what
go.
we should do right now? Have sex. That'd be
I'd love to
awesome.
have sex, but I need some ground
No,
beef in me.
but I thought
You know what
My
I like to do?
stomach's
right
too
before-
empty.
Yeah,
for this.
I'd love to have sex with you. I just don't have gas right
Yeah.
now. And I,
Sorry.
I don't know, guys. I thought
I'm a
at
few
the
cinnamon
time, it
twists
felt
away from
right.
being turned on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If we can get to Taco
It
Bell,
It was like 12.
then
It was
we
like
could have some
midnight.
sex.
huge getting Flannigan on the pod.
Yeah,
Wow.
nothing.
Now we got one on our team over here. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
On the
this
couch.
is big for you.
Riding the couch.
This is big
you know?
for Tim
That's what
Couch.
we need on this podcast. Another white.
This is the way I wanted to get
Cut that.
canceled. Though. This is what I'm excited for.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe
I
cancel with
thought
you
at the
guys.
time, 12 o'clock, midnight. She just got done with work.
Sure.
She's you know, she's not all done up. I'm not gonna take her out to a bar to get a drink. I get her a chalupa.
It's a decent offer, but there's something
Decent
creepy.
offer.
It's creepy.
What would happen if she's like, if she got in your car, you're like, fuck the chalupa. Let's just go back to my place.
Well, oddly enough, the last time I saw her, I was like, I said, we could just hang out. I said, what's the big deal? You want to come hang out? And she was like, all right, we can talk for a bit. And we talked in the car. And we were in my car and we were talking back and forth. And I was pretty much just laying on the beguilement
Yeah.
of I was
You're luring
I was
away from
beguiling
your
all over.
boyfriend, yeah.
I was beguiling all over this car.
It's like leaving Taco Bell sauce packets to your car, like to try and lure her in to hang out.
They increase in intensity.
Oh, Diablo! I must be getting close.
I don't know. I got to just give up on this girl. She has a boyfriend.
That
Yep.
might be the reason you give up on her.
But she was teasing you.
Tom, as my witness,
Okay.
and Tom is a good friend as he is. A lot of coquetry.
But here's the thing.
She did say this.
A lot of coquetry.
A lot of coquetry.
A lot of coquetry.
She when Luca was asking her consistently, you join Chalupa.
Why do you make me
What?
sound
White
autistic?
Castle? What? What'll do it?
Tom makes me sound autistic. Chalupa.
Come on. Let's do some meth and go to Culver's. Come on, baby. What do I need to do? Come on.
Come on. Yeah.
It's the only thing
Acid
open.
and Carl's Jr. Acid and Carl's Jr.
Opioids and Hardee's, baby. What is pick your poison?
It's the only thing
What do I
open,
gotta
guys.
And
What do I
you know
gotta
what? Thanks
do?
to her, it was the only thing open. Cause
I get
it was-
that.
But she was going, I don't know, I have a boyfriend. But then she said this. She went, I'm 60-40.
Yeah, she goes. I'm 40% gonna get the chalupa with you, 60% not.
She was, but this is
I just hope
every
he doesn't
interaction
listen.
you've had with her is her thinking,
our biggest fan.
"Is this the day that I leave my boyfriend?"
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Tyler, say that again, please.
Every
Tyler, speak up.
hey mom, here it is.
Tyler, speak up so your mom can hear you.
Every interaction you have with this woman is the gears turning in her head, going, "Is this the day I leave my boyfriend?" Ever since the very beginning,
Yeah,
this has been
that's
the
what I'm
situation.
saying.
But you know what? A couple of things to note. One,
And I thought the chalupa
she's-
would sweeten the
one,
deal.
she has stayed at that same percentage the whole
Sure.
time. You've been trying to wear her down. She's at the same place. Two, this is a woman who works in the service industry. Her flirting with you and
Barely.
being nice is
yeah.
her job.
Oh yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but Tom,
That's like Luca being at the strip
No.
club and be like, she really likes me.
No, we could also we could
No,
also
I'm-
bring up this. We could also bring up this about the same girl. So Luca was, kind of
Woman.
telling. Do you mind if I share the DMs, what you said?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so they're kind of going back and forth.
DMs
in the
going
I don't
DMs.
even know what they.
DM's corner.
Oh, you know where I'm going with
Okay,
this.
go ahead.
So they're going back and forth. She's saying some things. He's
Oh,
saying
yes,
some
okay, yeah.
things. And she said something very flirtatious, like, "What are you gonna do when you see me?" And Luca said,
Oh, because I'm going. We should hang out. We should. And she texted me. She goes, "What would you do to me if we would hang out?"
Whoa.
That's okay.
Wow.
So that's now, Jim.
What would you do
now-
to me?
Yeah. What would you do
Oh.
to
We've
me?
passed
if we-
coquetry. We've
now,
passed
now,
beguile.
Jim, if
Oh.
that's not coquetry,
I mean,
That's
that
beyond
is-
coquetry.
That is coquetry.
That's
looking for a
coconutry.
graphic answer. I mean, that is.
so I replied.
Take you for a chalupa?
No,
Yeah.
I thought I said
"Oh, everyone be quiet.
a
This is
roll
shit."
of
she, she goes, "What would you do to me if we hung out?" And I said, "Unimaginable things."
Honestly, I'll make fun of you all
Yeah,
day.
I'm
I
gonna-
like that.
I'm
I
gonna
like that
fuck
a
you
lot.
for 3 seconds,
Well,
then
yeah,
kick you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Unimaginable.
And honestly, Tyler, it's all pretty imaginable. You know, I'd fuck her
can
for 3
imagine it.
minutes.
Close your eyes.
I would suggest we go to bed, maybe eat a chalupa.
Yeah,
Go to
pretty
bed.
imaginable stuff. But in that situation, that's exactly what you have to say. Unimaginable.
Sure.
things.
Yeah.
Sure.
She
It's
was-
very. It's much better than telling the
Well,
truth,
especially,
right?
Yes, yes.
especially if she has a boyfriend.
Exactly
I'm not
what
gonna
you're
go,
thinking
yeah.
is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But less time than you expected.
Yeah, it should be condensed.
Condensed.
Unimaginable
That was good.
things.
Condensed.
Condensed.
Concise and condensed
That's
together.
the
You
new-
made them
Did I
condensed.
just make up a word?
You did.
That's the
Word
words of the day. That's
Condensed.
the words of the day. When you take two of them and
Condensed.
put them together.
Is that really not a
Yeah.
condensed?
Condensed. Yeah.
condensed.
Concise is a word and condensed is
Dude,
a
I'm
word.
like Shakespeare. I
The
just
fact-
made a fucking word.
Dude, now this lady's gonna fuck you.
The fact that Tyler speaks enough Luca to understand what words you were trying to
I go, there he is.
And
Yeah.
me and Tom are going, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, this is every week. Tom and Luca go, hey, it's about the moat and refrigerator. It's over there. Give me the moat. Turn on the refrigerator. I go,
Jim,
"What the
is there anything that you don't call it like the right word? Like, what would you call like the thing you use for the TV?
He's trying to bait you into saying
I
this.
was really gonna say
Slur.
I'm like, there's no way to answer this without being. If you want to be funny, you have to
Yeah.
say something terrible
Yeah.
right here.
No, like what do you call the thing to change the channel?
God, I mean, I still want to say something terrible. I can't. A remote control.
You say remote.
A remote
What do
control.
you call
remote
what do you call
controller.
that over there?
What do you?
With the food in it, the cold thing.
The refrigerator.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank
You
you.
wouldn't call it a
Or
refrigerator?
If
You
you
don't call
wanted, if you wanted to shorten it, you would call it the fridge,
fridge.
not the frigidator.
Yeah, what do you call it?
Refrigerator. Refrigerator. I mean, it's
Refrigerator?
just sometimes it's just slang, you
Yeah.
know. And you know,
But I feel like
Where
you're
I-
trying
where
to.
I'm from, man?
Where you're from?
Burr Ridge,
streets
the
of
mean
Burr Ridge.
streets.
Yeah.
no, but you have anything like my dad says
We're having
Walgreens.
Oh, I mean,
he's an
you
old
guys
guy.
make fun of the way I talk all the time. State
Yeah.
Farm, bag.
Well, that's just
like
the
there's
accent,
certain
yeah.
things I always
Yeah.
say.
It's just the A.
I say comfortable. I say the whole word.
Comfortable.
Interesting.
Instead of comfy,
Or comfortable. Most people say comfortable.
Yeah,
you say
comfortable.
what?
Right,
how do you
Comfortable.
say?
What do you say it again? Jim?
Comfortable. Comfortable.
Comfortable.
As opposed to what?
Comfortable.
As opposed to what?
How do you say it?
You're adding too many
comfortable.
words.
It's comfortable.
Oh, comfortable.
It's how it's how
Yeah.
it's spelled.
Okay, but
Comfortable.
you're really putting some stank on the fur.
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah,
that's,
you're really-
that's how the word is
comfortable.
spelled.
You know what you're doing?
Yeah, you're
Jim?
right.
Say comfort.
Comfort.
Say able.
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 Say comfortable.
Comfort.
Comfortable.
Comfortable.
Jim, you know what you're
But
doing?
you say comfortable.
when you do it like that, Jim,
Comfortable.
you're showing off.
But that's. You asked me, do I say anything stupid? I go, I say this stupid,
Now, but
and you go,
here's the
you're an
thing.
idiot. I mean,
Here's-
that's what we're
no,
talking
Here's the
about
thing:
here.
if Jim went up to a woman at a cigar bar as was closing and go, hey, you know, we can go get out of here, go somewhere a little more comfortable.
She'll be like,
she's there.
chalupas,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah, I just
We're
left
gonna
my
be in a
boyfriend.
Taco
Yeah.
Bell drive-through.
I'll divorce my husband.
We
I
asked
don't
if you
care.
said anything stupid, and you said something smart.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
said
All
it
right.
right.
Fair enough.
All right, you got me there.
What do you call like the day you were born?
My birthday.
Not me. Birthday.
Yeah,
That's stupid.
But here's the thing, Tom, you're allowed to call that when you're 4 years old. What's
Now-
today?
Hey, Jim.
My birthday.
How about if
My birthday.
I were to say that I had to get out of here early in the podcast to get some shkadal
From your Gumar?
from my Kumar. Tyler didn't know what that meant.
With the beans? Is this the beans one?
Yeah,
Bean
yeah.
soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're just going over old
Yeah.
shit. We're just doing
we'll
old
move on,
bits.
we'll
Tune in
move on.
last
All right.
week.
Tom,
Yeah,
do you
now-
have a? Well, I think Jim is comes from a Irish white trash
I
family.
do. Is it
Yeah,
time?
white
One of our-
trash
is it
corner.
time?
White
One of
trash
our-
corner.
Can I
One
do
of
the
our
segments?
segments-
Tom's White Trash Story of the Week.
Yeah, we got to get a good soundbite drop for that.
You know this segment. You know Tom's white
do
trash.
know.
Okay,
It's
so we can
Tom's
do-
White Trash Corner of the Week, and the soundbite is two raccoons fighting. It's a guy fighting a raccoon. You drop it. It's actually, no, it's an audio bite of his brother kicking a dog.
All right, Tom, you got a story, and then if Jim has one, that would be
yeah.
Jim, do you got one?
Oh, I didn't know I had to come prepared.
Well, you got a few
Let's hear
minutes.
Tom's.
Tom's
I-
gonna set the
Honestly,
bar.
I don't fucking
wait for
have
this.
one this week.
What?
You don't have anything?
I mean, it's been 4 days since we recorded the last
Yeah, but your
podcast.
whole life?
I thought you were a scumbag.
You were telling us about you guys took the Toucan Sam to court. You know? That wasn't recent.
Fuck. You guys are putting me on the spot right
Ah,
now.
No
I'm
one's
sorry,
pulled
I'm
the slip
sorry.
and fall scam and the feedback
Jeez.
houses.
Do you know what? I'll think of one as the podcast goes on.
Okay.
I'll come
Okay,
back to
fair
it.
enough.
Jim, does one come to mind?
Not really. I
Oh,
mean,
good. All right, we'll
What's
move
the
on.
most trashy? Oh, I have the Are You Garbage cards here. We could try one of
No,
those.
no,
go.
that's a different
No,
podcast.
no,
Why
we
would
can't do their
that?
podcast.
what was what were you
Yeah.
gonna ask me? What's the most trashiest?
Yeah. If you were to think of like the most trashiest thing your family has ever done.
Oh, I mean everything we do.
Yeah.
We are complete white trash, and I mean that in the best possible way.
Yeah,
in my family.
sure.
But are you Irish about it?
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
super Irish about it. We're drunk all the time.
Yeah.
My family is the loudest people everywhere we go.
Okay.
Like we just walk. We will walk into Easter Sunday brunch, and my uncle's like, "Hey, oh, come on!" Like everything's a scene.
I love that.
Like we go to.
He does a hey yo, come on.
I mean everything. Every waitress is doll face, and like it's just
sounds like my
it's
kind of
the
party.
Best. It's
Yeah.
the most fun until you get sober, and you're
Yeah.
like, "We're doing this everywhere we go all the time."
That's
This
awesome.
is how this looks to people. Yeah.
What's like the Irish equivalent to Skadal? Is
Yeah.
there like a name for like the
don't-
side piece?
We
Like,
don't.
It's called
roast
it's a
beef.
Lucky Charm.
Yeah.
It's just like, go tell your mother about this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have like
Yeah.
a name for them.
Yeah, you guys
Don't
don't.
Yeah.
name them.
You guys don't have any
Don't
like
say
cool
that.
like Italians. They
No.
got the no.
No,
I don't think Irish are good at that.
because you're drunk.
Yeah, we're pretty hammered. We don't know who these people
Telling
are.
everybody.
Yeah, they're just. They're
Don't
just
tell your
letting
mother
people
about
know.
this. Jim, you're speaking to your wife. Shit.
Italians are much more. I feel like they organize things much better.
You think?
I mean, like Gumars, Skadal, like you
They
have
got the
terms for
panache.
these things.
They
Like,
got
yeah,
the panache.
right?
Yeah, everything's a little
Yeah,
polished.
we put it together.
Luke, have you heard about this?
heard
Starbucks
about this?
is doing coffee now with olive oil in it.
I say that again, sir.
Starbucks is doing coffee with olive oil. It's supposed to be very Italian.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Regular or EVOO?
I've never been to Starbucks.
Your whole life?
I mean, like maybe like once.
What?
in like a Target? I don't think I've ever ordered something from Starbucks
Why not?
because it all looks gay. Is that fair to say?
All right, no.
Is that PC?
No.
It's a
All
good
right.
cup of coffee.
Is it really?
Yeah.
They do decent coffee. Yeah.
I just got into coffee.
and
I'm, just
I'm
starting to drink
surprised
Is that
coffee.
more the thing?
I think
Is
it's
that
more of that.
why?
But I'm
I
surprised-
was like, what am I going to go in there?
But as like a practical matter, it's just like they're everywhere, and like you.
And,
often-
and Tyler, I think that's what bothers me.
but like you've never ended up in one to like sit down and work or like take
Yeah.
a piss or something like.
No, I've been inside of a Starbucks. I don't think I've ever ordered something from a Starbucks. I've never.
You've loitered.
I've definitely loitered.
Yeah, that's all you've
I've
done.
loitered. Tom.
These freeloaders.
That's my trash story of the week is I loitered at
Freeloaders in
Starbucks.
this country.
I've been drinking coffee since I was like 7.
That's crazy. Didn't you? Yeah, you drink it with your grandparents.
Yeah,
don't you?
before school, my grandpa
Jesus.
would be like, "You want a cup of coffee?" Like they didn't give a shit. They'd be like, "Yeah, sure, here, have a cup of coffee."
Yeah, you're about to go be some underpaid teacher's problem for 12 hours.
Why
Get the
why
hell out
can't
of here.
kids have coffee?
It's not.
They
Well,
can.
They already have too much energy
Right.
as it is, and I guess
It's not necessary.
And they say it stunts your
Stunts your
growth.
growth.
That's bullshit.
I
Yeah.
think that was just what they used on us for
everything.
everything.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just everything stunts your growth.
Do you think
right?
it worked? Did it stunt my
No,
growth?
Tom.
He's huge.
Yeah,
I've been
you're
drinking
right.
coffee
You
since I was 7.
You
We
should.
all
You
should
should
have
have
done
drink.
that.
Yeah, you're about the size of a refrigerator. I mean,
Refrigerator.
On the refrigerator.
you should have been drinking more coffee.
No, but then I would go to school, and the teacher would be like, "This kid, he has ADD. He's fucking insane."
No, he had a
And-
pot of coffee.
Yeah, I would drink black coffee.
He's drinking coffee
At
like
seven.
he's going
It
through
is crazy.
construction and he's sitting in math class.
And then my grandpa would drop me off at school, and I remember.
Here, take a couple cigarettes for lunch.
Shit, you like read the paper in class? Like 7 years old?
No, I seriously
Bringing you eggs?
I seriously think that if I was like 10 years old and I asked my grandma, like, "Hey, can I smoke a cigarette and have a cup of coffee?" He'd be like, "Yeah, sure, I don't give a shit." Yeah,
Really?
yeah, 100%.
I'm going to tell a story that I can't believe. I'm not going to tell it.
No, come on.
I really
Jim,
want to tell it.
Can't tease
You
us like
gotta
that.
tell
I
it
Flavor.
want
now.
to tell a trash story.
Yeah, we do.
Jim's white trash story of the week.
My grandparents would never let me do things like drink coffee. But my grandfather thought it was his responsibility to like show all the grandkids
No.
porn.
No, I knew.
No way.
Was it like a family stash? He's got a box of dusty old magazines.
Okay, not actually porn either. Just like a dirty movie, like an
softcore.
actual, yeah, but like an actual movie,
like a film with
Yeah.
tits in it.
yeah, but like so to
Like
be
Titanic, and he
yeah.
paused it. You know.
And I remember,
Do you remember what movie it was?
I don't, but I remember him being like, Kathleen Turner's nipples are the size of silver dollars. And that is a sentence I will never forget in my life. Is
that's
your
good.
grandfather saying that to
Yeah.
you?
So when he sat you down with multiple children?
No, just like each of us. They had a campground that we'd all go to. It was never. Now it feels weirder.
I was
Now
about
that
to say, as you're telling the story, it
Chris,
sounds
see,
like
this
you're-
is gone. This
Yeah,
is
it
not
sounds
making
like
the
you're
podcast.
testifying.
This is not
Jim, I
making
think
the
you were
podcast.
molested.
Yeah, my
Jim.
grandpa.
I was not. This is.
I'll tell the story about me getting molested if you tell yours.
I wasn't molested.
Oh,
so-
okay.
Tyler, do you have a doll he could use as a reference?
Yeah, we went out to the woods, and my grandpa showed me tits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was
He would bring
creepy.
all the kids
It
there.
was weird.
Guys, it was a different time.
We were like, We didn't like do anything.
Go back to telling us about the typewriter.
Oh.
Jim.
No, it's okay. No, this is what this podcast
We
is.
had to walk to school both ways.
Dude, I'm like, I have a white trash story. What?
It is funny that he did it with each kid. That he was like, in his mind, consciously, he was like, I'm really setting them up for success. You know, I'm going to show him some
Like they got to
fucking
see
titties
what
in this
boobs
movie.
are, and
Yeah.
if they have any questions,
Yeah.
they gotta, I think that was like Grandpa's way of the sex talk. Just
Yeah.
a movie that had a sex
Yeah.
scene and be like, all right, now you know.
Here's Apollo 13.
Yeah,
Go
I mean,
nuts.
really.
Yeah.
Was that your sex talk?
He should have just
Yeah,
demoed
I
it on
mean,
Grandma.
Dude, my dad was kind of the same way. You know, he would just get drunk and tell me about times that he hooked up with girls.
He was just bragging.
He was just, dude, I swear to God.
Your mom was like, go give him the sex talk. So this broad in Fort Lauderdale was giving me dome.
No, I'll,
Do it, Tom, do it.
I'll one up you. I come home. My dad is drunk, and he goes, "You think you get bitches?"
You go, no, I'm 12.
Tom is 8 years old.
I'm amazing. He goes,
Oh,
"You
I
think you
feel
get-"
better about Grandpa
Yeah,
already.
Yeah.
I'll make
right.
you feel way better.
Oh God.
And then my dad goes, "You think you get bitches?" And he goes, "Mother, daughter." And he puts his.
That's so funny.
That's not a sex talk.
His mother
That's not-
and
that's
his
not
You
even a
want to know about the birds and bees? I met some birds in my day.
Yeah.
Let's talk
and
about
then,
them.
And then he tells me that, and then he goes, "I'll tell you more when you're 18." I'm like, what else is left?
And like you're sitting there going, oh, I can't wait to hear more of these.
Dude, we would drive past like a motel, and my dad would be like, "I'll tell you what happened there when you're 21." I'm like,
my
"What?"
God.
Jesus.
Do you even say that?
Every Motel 6 you drive by.
Did you
so
dread
funny.
birthdays?
Yeah.
He's gonna tell me
Tom's turned
stories.
21. I can't see my dad.
We haven't talked since.
Dude, my dad, I think I tried to do this on stage once. My dad's sex talk was, I was upstairs and he yelled up. He goes, "Hey, you know about condoms?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." And he was like, "All right, you fuck abroad, use a condom." That was it.
I remember before, I think it was like my freshman, like a freshman dance in high school. My dad just came in my room and he put an open box of Magnum condoms on my
He'd taken
on
a
my
couple for
dresser.
himself.
And
Just
he
to
goes,
let you know he used one.
Yeah.
No, he used one, which either means that he was fucking my stepmom, or
Yeah.
he put one on, realized it didn't
didn't
fit, and he goes,
These are for the kid.
"Do you know who could use these? My 14-year-old son."
I can't really return
like, "Yeah,
them.
he's a big refrigerator."
So Tom sees him and he goes, yeah, you wear these over your whole body or what?
This will be comfortable.
Ah,
on
now we're
night.
you
doing
put
my
these
bits
on?
on the pod.
Fowler, you got a sex talk? Everyone-
It was very much the same. I feel like my mom, she probably
Mother-daughter?
waited. She probably waited.
Let him talk.
Sorry,
You're in trouble.
sorry, Mrs. Fowler.
But it was probably like, way past the point it's supposed to have been. And she was very much like I remember my brother and I should be moving us into college. Be like, do we need to go buy you condoms? I want to make sure there's no babies running around here. She was very much like, you better fucking.
So like she figured, but by that time she figured out you pretty much
It had kind of
knew
been
what was going
assumed.
on.
And she also was always like, no girls at the house when I'm not
Were you
here.
fucking
there
at the
was no
time?
fucking at the house. No. We got a Grubhub ad coming on YouTube.
Let's
so.
give
This
it up for our
podcast is sponsored
sponsor.
by
Yeah.
Grubhub.
Yeah, grab the Mo controller. Turn this off.
My
Grab the clicker and turn it off.
Clicker. I haven't heard clicker in a long time.
Good one. I did get a sex talk from my dad too. I remember I was watching an episode of a TV show called Head of the Class, and the kid was talking about condoms, and I went downstairs and I was like, "Mom, what are condoms?" And then she goes, "Go to your room until your father comes home." And I went back to my room,
Interesting.
and I'm like, "What am I in trouble for?"
Yeah.
And then like 2 hours later, my dad shows up, and he's just drunk on Thursday
Well,
night, just
well,
coming
well,
home.
yeah.
And she's like, "Ask your father what you said to me." And he's like, "Yeah, what, son?" And I'm like, "What are condoms?" And he's like, "Oh, fuck."
How old are you?
Like he's not like 12, 13, but he's not expecting to come home on a random night and you know
Right.
just have to explain that to your kid.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know. That's a tough conversation to have, I think.
Yeah.
As a dad,
yeah.
I don't know.
You said as a dad as if you have a kid out there
No, but
somewhere.
like I try and
As
put
a dad, you know, I was
try and
dreading
put
the
yourself
day.
in their shoes.
Unless
you
you're
know,
Tom's
like,
dad, you're showing instructional videos.
But also, like,
Hey, mother,
Son, watch what I've done.
but
or your
also,
grandfather
like,
molesting you.
He did not.
dude, I'll tell a story about when I got molested.
Yeah, Tom actually was molested.
Okay,
I-
this makes this weirder.
No, Jim, it's okay. I'll share my story.
You want to hold the elephant for comfort? You wanna...
No, so
More
I
comfortable.
I got in this like weird conversation about growing up, and someone was like, "Did you have like any chores around the house?" And I was like, "No, not really." But I this lady down the street.
Oh my God.
This lady down the street used
madam.
to used to have me come over, and she would tell me to move stuff, but I would just move like one thing, and then she would tell me to sit on the couch, and she would just sit on my lap and watch TV.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sit on your lap.
She'd sit on my lap. Have you ever been telling someone a story and realize you were molested in the middle of it?
God.
I mean, it never happened to me, and I almost felt that way 10 minutes ago.
How old was the lady?
Maybe in her 40s. And I was
How
like
did she not
12.
crush you?
Well, I've been this size since like 6th grade.
Yeah, okay.
So
It's the coffee.
it's all the coffee. Yeah.
Coffee?
Yeah. And then my buddy was like, he was like, I think that lady wanted to have sex with you, and I was like, I know, I blew it. I could have fucked her.
You gotta call her now, dude.
If I was 3 years older, I would have been all in that. She was like hot. She was like a hot 40-year-old woman.
Yeah.
If you had already talked to your dad, you would have been like, "Hey, is your daughter around?"
Tom, if you right, that's so funny. Tom, to clarify the story, how would you get beguiled into moving the furniture? Would she reach out to?
She was like our neighbor, and she would like walk over to my house, and all the neighbors were like friends and stuff.
Yeah.
And she would be like, "Oh, you got." It was me and my brother. And she'd be like, "Oh, you got 2 strong boys. I need help moving stuff down the street." And my dad was like, "Go get some pussy."
Mother,
Dude, my dad
moving stuff
he used
trick.
to embarrass the shit. He would take us to Hooters when we were kids.
Oh man.
And he would be like, he would ask the waitress, "Which one of my sons do you think is the cutest?"
that's so mean.
Yeah.
Your dad was trying to use you as pussy bait.
Yeah.
And
Also,
who would they pick?
Was it you or which
Me.
one?
Me.
It was
Oh,
yours.
okay.
Sure, yeah,
Obviously.
that's good.
Yeah, he's never
How
kicked a
traumatic
dog.
for
What
your
are you talking
brother.
about?
Like,
Yeah.
Shout out to Hank.
But then it's kind of weird that he had to make this 20-year-old girl decide which
one of these
she would
kids?
fuck.
and then
shout out to skanky Hooters waitresses for picking Tom.
then he tip her $6 and go, all right, I'll see you next week.
He was always doing that type of shit. Like we would have a boat, we'd go boat in like Michigan City, New Buffalo and stuff, and he would like back in like the boat into like the beach, playing like what's the
Here comes the hot stepper.
You're a crazy bitch, but you fuck yeah.
Oh,
And me
yeah.
and my brother would just be saying like, oh fuck, and then these like hot like 18-year-old girls would be on the beach, and my dad would be like, yeah, go talk to him. I'm like a fat 13-year-old kid. Hey, I think you're cute, and run away. I don't know.
you do that?
Yeah, we would do shit like that.
Dude,
yeah.
that's so funny.
There's nothing worse than when someone like puts you in a position like
Yeah,
that where you
yeah.
can only fail.
Yeah.
you can only fail
Yeah.
and just like look like an idiot.
And you know what's crazy? He would push all that stuff. But then, when I got a little bit older, I've been with the same girl since high school. So
Right.
I went completely the opposite way.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Completely the opposite way.
Interesting.
So if you want your kids to get pussy,
Tell him not to. Yeah, reverse psychology.
That's you got to say that Hooters thing on stage. That's really funny.
It's really funny.
That's
Can we go back a second too? Though?
Which one of these
When
little
she
kids would you fuck?
which one of these kids would you fuck?
When this 40-year-old woman was sitting on, you were 12?
Yeah, I was like, that
11?
age. 12, 13-ish, that age.
You're gonna make him cry.
First of all, was she
No, I
like?
tell the story on stage.
Was she facing you, or
No,
was she facing the normal way?
Sit on my lap and we like watch TV.
And
She might have just been crazy.
No, we
yeah.
just hang out.
Don't try and steal his molestation story.
It doesn't even
Let
sound
the kid get
sexual.
molested.
It
Why
doesn't
would you
even
sit on a
sound
12-year-old
sexual.
boy's lap, Tyler?
I don't know.
Clearly, you were the cuter of the kids
Yeah,
between you and your
right,
brother.
right. Yeah,
I mean,
your
that's the
brother
Hooters
would've
My
do it,
brother's
yeah.
over in the corner jerking off.
Yeah, hideous.
He's like,
The ugly one. Yeah.
hideous.
he's the one moving all the shit.
He does a lot of
doing
things
the actual
now.
work. Yeah.
This is only so we last episode just to catch you up. My brother has moved in. He had a couple DUI charges, right? So he
And
moved,
who has?
Shout out
my older
DUI.
brother.
New amongst us.
My older brother. So he's been living with my mom, and he doesn't have a job or anything. So he's been
Why do they do
collecting. He's been collecting junk off the streets.
Hell yeah.
And I came over to my mom's house. I was like, "What the fuck is all this junk?" And he goes,
No, he's selling it.
"He's
not
selling it. He's not
collecting
collecting.
He's an entrepreneur.
He's
Jim.
selling it. He sands it down, paints it, gives it to
And
some
it
other.
sits in the garage.
stupid-
Yeah.
it sits in the
Yeah.
garage. And I go, what is all this shit? He goes, I'm selling all of it. And I go, this is what you're doing now? And he goes, this is just one of the things I'm doing.
It's like, you don't want to see the other thing.
This is part of my time.
I'm running this business where I go over to old ladies' houses and sit on their lap.
Jim, now let me ask you this question. Are you interested in a 2004 Ford Escape?
Our,
No,
our
but go
50th
on.
subscriber
Okay.
gets a Ford Escape.
He is,
You get the Ford Escape or a Chalupa.
he is
Your
selling a
pick.
Ford Escape.
How much?
I
Don't-
don't know.
Did
I
he
don't know.
sand it and redo it, or is it original?
Yeah, he varnished it.
Original.
Don't encourage him, Jim. Don't encourage Tom's
He's got
brother.
some
going on?
furniture polish on the hood.
Let's get him on
What's
the
the
horn.
lumbar like? Let's find out about this vehicle.
Or,
That's so funny.
or he has a workout bike from 1985 with
I'm
a fan in
listening.
it. Do you want it?
Oh, yeah. I love those things. The front wheel fan thing?
Yes,
Yeah.
Ryan, I'm helping you.
You got to get a
Shout out
cut out
Ryan.
of this. Yeah.
Yeah, I get a finder's fee.
That's our
you know about
sponsor
finder's
of the
fees.
pod. This is your brother's junk business.
You know finder's fees.
When you guys were younger, did you feel like I felt like when I was starting to get like 12, 13, anytime I'd go to like a holiday party or like a family gathering, and I'd be getting old enough that they would start telling me more secrets about the family. You know what I mean? Like I would learn things like, because growing up as a kid, you're like, oh, that's just my cousin.
Yeah.
It's just my crazy cousin. But then like one,
They
like,
go,
you
oh,
want-
he's addicted to drugs.
Well, no, like my one female cousin, she's like notoriously nuts. You know, she purposely did not come to my zany show because she's out of her mind. We call her Lori Dan. For years, we call it like she would introduce herself to me as Lori Dan, and Lori Dan is a famous serial killer who is a woman, and they would just call her that as a joke. But I knew her like my whole life, as Lori Dan, and what's it called? Well, you know, she was my cousin. And I'm like 13, and I remember going to like a Christmas party with my family, and my other cousin, who he's drunk, he comes, he's like, yeah, you know, Lori Dan ran over a Chinese guy and just drove away.
Oh my God!
Holy shit!
Yeah.
So that's the podcast. Stay tuned next week. We're happy to have you.
You can't call someone a murderer
Tom-
name as a joke. Like, why do you call them that? Because they murdered someone.
Yeah.
That's not how bits work.
My
It's
mom,
too
my
dead
mom
on.
also liked when you anytime I would admit to a crime, either my father, you'd go
Allegedly.
allegedly. So
Allegedly, she did.
There's no proof that she ran over a Chinese man, and if he is
Yeah,
okay,
he might have been Japanese or Korean or something.
Look, do the voice. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
no voice.
We've already seen his act tonight.
Come on! We say when Tyler laughs, he sounds like he's harmonizing.
Pretty good.
Wait on the pussy.
Wait on the pussy.
Wait on the pussy is a theme on this.
I know.
podcast. Okay.
I've seen the podcast.
Jim's
I've not seen it. I've seen the
not
clips.
seen it.
I've listened to the episodes of the podcast.
Awesome.
Not all of them. I mean,
So do you?
let me be honest right now. For you, Jim, we brought the heat this episode.
you guys are doing great.
This
You're
is
doing
fun.
great too.
I
This
feel
is
like
great. We should. Do you want to be a permanent part of this
I,
podcast?
no, thank you. I mean, I might have to after this. I might have nothing left. I really, This might be all.
Right.
This might be it.
Jim, has anyone in
this
your
and
family
belly
ever
voice.
killed a Chinese guy?
Jim, who did
I
eat all
don't
the
know
pussy?
specifically what ethnicities they've murdered, but yeah, I had a few uncles in Vietnam for sure. I mean, no, I do. I will say this though: what you're talking about, like my dad was one of 10 kids, so I'm still finding out people are like not my real uncle. You know what I mean? There are people like,
That
whatever
is-
happened to Uncle Phil? They're like, that's not really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a
Yeah.
white trash thing. Is
Yeah.
you know, you meet one of your
My
one of your-
auntie?
one of your dad's friends or somebody goes, yeah, that's Uncle Phil. You know,
Yeah.
it's not really your uncle.
And I mean, literally, I'm 42, and there are still people. I'm like, that's not. I'm not related to them. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I nipped that shit right in the butt. My buddy has a kid, and he goes, "This is your Uncle Tom." I said, "No, I'm not. I'm not your uncle.
I'm your
kid." Good.
dad's friend.
I love it. Also, I want to step back to what you just said. What did you do? You nipped
Thank
it?
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, because this is this is exactly what we've been talking
You
about.
said you nipped it in the butt.
I mean, and you
What is it?
emphasize the T.
Bud.
Bud.
No, it is.
You're nipping it in the bud.
Because
I
it's
nipped
like
it in the butt.
Bud. It's like a flower
Yes.
bud. I don't know
It's
that.
like
I'm
a
making
plant.
that up for sure.
No, it is.
But
It's like-
it
it's
is.
like- it's like
keep
nipping-
looking
Are you
at the camera
beguiling me right
like
now?
I'm Jim
No.
from The Office.
it's like if you were cutting off a plant at the stem. You're
get
nipping
it.
it at the butt.
Fucking
That's
Tyler.
not-
Tyler's being a fucking smarty pants right now. That's what he's doing.
I'm sorry. What does nipping at the butt mean? What are you
You know
doing?
what I think we're doing a bunch of podcasts with a bunch of nerds.
Language
He's
expert.
Sorry
You're
for
fucking
speaking one language
smart
well.
ass.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
Really nipped in the, I say butt too.
I say
It
butt.
makes sense. You're like,
Yeah,
come on.
No, that's different. What
do you do?
But
Come
see,
on,
no,
I'm
there
not-
is a
So I
difference.
pinched him in
Nipping
the ass.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
what
gonna
do
say nip in the bud is like it's like, oh, we're gonna stop that before it starts, and you're saying what you would do is I'm gonna squeeze a girl's ass with my fingers.
Let's go get Chalupa. Huh? Come on. Let's get Chalupa.
Grab her by the piece of nail, eh?
Little
nip in the ass and a
Little
Chalupa.
scabadool.
Grab her by the
I like to
scanol.
apologize.
Yeah.
Scanol, that's it.
Smoke a joint.
Now we're
a
just
joint.
being belly boys.
We
We're
really
just
are.
screaming Italian
Oh
things.
God, I'm sorry.
God damn it, that's funny as shit
Holy
though.
shit.
Nipped in the bud, huh?
Wait, Luca, you had another
What?
thing that you we'll save for the podcast.
Oh yeah. Okay, well,
Yeah.
this
Another
Now's the
secret.
time to say it, Luca.
Another
yeah.
secret.
How much time we got left, by the way?
Oh, we've got
38. Oh
we
shit.
got 20
We have
minutes.
38 left.
Jim's like, I gotta go, bro.
I
Tim-
am
Jim's like,
hourly.
I don't know. No, this actually just happened, so forgive me if this story isn't. I haven't thought it all the way through. I'm just
Great.
gonna talk it because this feels like an open space with friends.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can.
I just told you I got molested. You
Yeah,
want me to make a share?
I just told you I got molested and I didn't.
Yeah.
That's how open we are.
I just
This
made
is-
up a story.
Yeah, Tyler, make up a
Safest
molestation
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
So You guys have been seeing the news headlines, probably. You've been getting your mom's emails of people. There's been a lot of mobs of people that will rob, or like attack a car or something. You've been seeing on the news. So me and Jim are smoking a cigar at Zany's before the comedy clubhouse, and I walk to my car, and I get to my car, and there's I just see two African American kids peering into my.
You did not.
Did I not need to?
No.
But, okay. Well, okay.
I saw it coming out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So two guys looking in your car.
Two guys looking at my car. Okay, and and they were peering in, and I thought, they're looking in my car, and I go, hey! I scream at them, and then they look at me, and then behind my car, about 6 more appear from behind my car, and I go, oh, I'm dead.
For sure.
But I was me screaming at them. What was that going to do?
Yeah.
I should have. I should have been, hey, and then just gave him my keys.
No,
hey, don't break a window.
Yeah,
No,
right,
exactly. You shouldn't have done. You should have just hit the alarm on your car.
Yeah,
you're
that's what
right.
I was thinking.
should have did that.
That's
Yeah,
what I was
it would have
thinking.
scared the fuck out of him.
Right,
Man.
I know,
they wouldn't have known it was
but
you.
then I scream.
You're going, hey. Just so you know, the AC is a little finicky, so you're going to want to jiggle it when you use it.
Hey,
have a great day. Here's the
good
keys.
stuff's in the back.
Yeah.
Hey, let me grab my gun under the seat.
Yeah.
You guys want to get chalupa later?
But then they
this
went
joint?
like this. They went, man, we're just playing hide and seek. That's what they said.
And what'd you say? Word.
I said, word. No, they're like, we're just hiding from that. They said, we're hiding from that woman over there. And I looked, and I didn't see a woman, but I was just scared. I got in my car, and I drove away.
Did you have anything of value in there?
Yeah, I had my camera. But it was in the because purposely whenever I park my car on the street, I know people bust into cars,
Sure.
so I put it in the trunk and I put a cloth over it so you can't
put a
see
cloth
what's in
over
there.
it. Right.
And
Foolproof plan with the cloth.
I use those.
the classic beguile.
Yeah, I use those sunglasses that they use to keep the sun out of car. That's what I do to hide stuff all year round. I just put those all around my vehicle.
What?
Never mind, it didn't work.
What?
At all. It was a
I
dumb
get what you're
bit.
saying.
Your windows
Jim.
are tinted? Is
No,
that what
never
you're saying?
mind.
No, you mean like the reflector
Yeah, I couldn't think
thing.
of the thing. Never mind. I'm sorry. It was a terrible bit. Go on.
It's
Never.
okay.
You cut that.
That's the whole thing. But
Okay.
I
So they're playing
yelled.
hide and
I
seek.
like my adrenaline kicked in, and
Hey!
because I thought it was just 2 of them. I was like, I could take 2 kids.
And then,
But then it was
just
6
10
of them,
more.
and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm dead.
But then you drive away and they lost it. Fucking hide and seek.
Yeah, well, they go, man, she saw us. They did say that.
Was she found you?
I know, I didn't see.
Yeah, you're
They're-
it.
These are also they're teenagers, but they're grown, adults.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Sure.
I mean? They're big kids.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's nothing funny about that. I
And
was
they
just
just
scared.
lost at hide and
Meanwhile,
seek.
I was at my car fighting off ninjas. You know what I mean? He's over here making stuff
Hey,
up.
we don't
I had
say
to
that
really
word
get
on this
into it.
podcast. Jim. Come on.
Oh, that's the word you don't say? Really?
Shame on
The
you.
one?
Shame on you, Jim.
I'm glad you're okay, buddy. I
No,
was
it's
not
fine.
there for that part of it.
My mom's
in
here-
because
my
I
mom
would
had-
have taken care of this issue for Luca,
Yeah.
but I was already at my car.
Oh, I would have kept walking. I'd go, whose car? Sucks to be that guy.
You're right. The
His
rule
keys
would've
were
been
here on the
alarm.
ground.
And hit the alarm. Yeah.
Luca, I hate to break it to you. I don't think they were playing hide and seek.
I, to my knowledge, they were, Tom, and I'm gonna stick by that.
Good.
Man.
I'm just happy.
Do you know
you're
what? Do you know what would be funny? Have you ever seen the movie Snow on the Bluff? Snow
No.
on the Bluff. You never seen it? It's
No.
about these white guys. They go to the hood and they're filming. They're filming what's going on. They're making a documentary, and then some dude robs the car, takes the camera, and then he starts to make his own movie.
Really?
I kinda
So
like
that's
that.
what I'm imagining what was going
Wait,
to happen
wait.
with your car.
Is that
Watch the movie. Watch the movie.
is the movie about that, or is the movie that actually happening?
The movie. I think it's staged.
Okay,
It's like
okay,
a Blair Witch type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Where
okay.
it's like,
But the movie
But
is
way scarier.
They're
Yeah.
going. They're going.
This Blair bitch. You know what I'm talking?
No, it's actually it's so funny. It's like these white kids. They're
Way
like
scary.
they're
I
like,
should have been on Belly Boys. They don't do this.
no. Hey guys, please do us a favor and go unsubscribe to Belly Boys right now.
Subscribe
Leave a
to
bad
the channel.
comment.
Leave a bad comment.
Subscribe.
I'm doing a show with Peyton. Get this.
Get this.
Get this.
Word.
2:00 in the afternoon on a Sunday
Yeah.
Lord's Day.
in Dwight, Illinois.
Ooh.
Man, you know that.
What do you guys? Would you? But here's it.
You ever do?
Dwight, Illinois. Do you know who's from there? Legendary Chicago comedian.
Larry Reeb.
Oh my God! I
Larry
did not
Reeb's
think
from
anyone
Dwight,
would know that
Illinois?
I knew
answer.
that, yeah.
Tom, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out Larry
Yeah,
Reeb.
shout out
Larry
Larry
Reeb.
Reeb. We'll get him on the
Uncle Larry.
podcast
Sick
next
world,
week.
happy guy.
We should have Uncle Larry.
be great.
Uncle Larry should
that
just
would be
replace
awesome.
Tyler one day. We don't say that, and we don't even mention it.
Hey, Luca. Hey, Tom.
I am disturbed. Come on.
I'd like to give a shout out to my mom.
Dude, he would do it, though.
Refrigerator.
He's got the toothpick in his mouth and everything.
Great.
We gotta have him on the
I
pod.
love Larry.
I was doing a
Larry.
gig with Larry one time, and this guy's just old school Chicago. Like, he's just done. Yeah, well, that's
and
the whole thing.
funniest.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
funny.
Funniest guy.
Still writes more
old
than
guy.
One
anyone.
of the first
Yep.
headliners I worked with.
Really funny legend comedian. But I was doing a show. It was in a tent at for a dog fundraiser. So people had their dogs, and they were in this outdoor tent. And I was with AJ Leidig, and we go, "Have you ever done something like this?" He goes, "I've done it all, kid."
I love Larry, dude.
No one makes me laugh more.
Yeah,
no one
he's
makes me laugh
hilarious.
more.
fucking
Dude, I
funny.
did a gig with him a couple years ago on 4th of July weekend, like up in Wisconsin on like a lake. This is a huge mistake to be doing this. It's 4th of July.
Everything about it's bad already.
Yeah, right. And it's 90 degrees in the summer. He's wearing a blazer, smoking a cigar in the parking lot. And it's a gig. Oh, Jim, you did it. It was that.
Told you it's a terrible gig.
Yes.
Oh, Jim, you've done it,
You had a
actually.
you had a similar experience. Well, I'm trying to remember how I could describe it that you would remember it. What the room was. It was
Was
the
it
like
one of your gigs?
Yeah, the whatever
The one in
resort.
Sussex?
No,
Oh,
this is
no.
the bad one. The crazy couple. I'm
There's
not
so
going to
many
explain it
bad
well.
gigs at times.
No, but I remember you.
the one
Some
with the
guy,
old white people.
Some
You know
guy,
that one?
some guy heckled you, and he was like, "We're leaving right during the show," and you go, "All right, thanks." You know, like.
I did this gig with Hari. I know exactly what you're
Yes,
talking
see, I
about.
told you, remember it.
I had a pretty nice time overall.
It could be a good room when it wasn't the 4th of July.
There was a guy that and the front door of the building is directly next to the stage.
Okay.
So when people walk out on you,
gonna keep that, I'm
you
sorry.
see it,
Yeah, they're leaving next to you.
right? Like, and this guy I had talked to before the show, and I'm about 10 minutes into my set, and I think I'm doing pretty well. And this guy just walks up, and just in the middle of my act, he goes, "All right, Jim, I'm going to get out of here. Really nice to meet you." And I was like, "I'm sorry?" He's like, "We're going to go. Really great to meet you."
Yeah.
So, "Oh, sorry. Hang on, everybody. Hey, great seeing you again. Take care. Get out
Did
of
you
here."
do that?
Yeah.
That's so
and I
funny.
walked him out.
Yeah.
And it was just, and no one acted like it was
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
The crowd wasn't like, "Oh, that's a really funny."
Where
weird
was this
thing
at?
to do." Sorry. You can
way
tell
up
your
north
story
in
now.
Wisconsin, but they're just that friendly kind of people where they just go, "Yeah, you say goodbye." Guy leaves, you say goodbye.
Yeah, they're friendly to a stupid degree.
to a fault, yes. So I'm doing this 4th of July gig with Larry, and he gets there before me. He's in the parking lot with a blazer, smoking a cigar, and I walk in, and we've been doing the gig a little while, so I know the owners, and they go, "Hey, that guy's a comedian, right?" "Yeah." A bunch of parents have been coming in here going, "Hey, who's that creep out in the parking lot? Don't let him near the kids." They thought he was a pedophile, just
Oh,
scoping out kids.
man.
And if you think about it, like we all know Larry. If you didn't know anything else about him, you go, "Yeah, what's he doing here? Looking at these kids wearing bathing suits, watching them
blazer.
swim at the beach, smoking a cigar."
He
And
gives
they
him
go,
one of those little things you put on the door. I am disturbed.
Yeah,
come on in.
Exactly.
Yeah, if they arrested him and they
They
searched him
they go,
and
"Who's
found
that?"
that.
But it's literally like
has 100
there's this-
of 'em.
There's this buzz going around the bar of like, "Who's this fucking pedophile?" And the owners go, "Oh no, comedian."
It's a fine line.
It
Fine line
certainly is.
between pedophile
Some
and
people cross.
comedian.
Well, especially in a place like that where, because that's one of those places where everyone lives in that community.
They all know each other. Yeah.
Like they walk to the bar.
Yep.
Which I always think a community like that, I just assume they're all swingers, right? Like where
Yeah.
everybody lives in the same
and
place.
you
they all
kind
go
of
to
get
one
that
bar.
vibe, like when we were up there, because we're bringing like comics. We were doing that gig for a little while, sending people from Chicago.
Yeah.
They would get you. We were doing at first. They were doing like a Tuesday night.
Sure.
They would get you lit.
Oh,
They'd be
I'm
like,
sure.
"A drink? You want to get high? You want to smoke something?" They're like, "Hey, we got an extra cabin if you want to spend the night."
Oh yeah, you know the Thomasons. We blow them all the time up at the other side of the
Oh,
road.
don't you know?
Oh yeah, we had an orgy the other day up in my cabin.
Oh, dude,
We
I
overdue.
hate that. I hate when you're hanging out with someone and they can't let the hang go. They're always like,
Yeah.
stay over.
Come
But
on.
because
we'll get
because
breakfast the
Keep
next
it
day.
go- oh, God.
Fuck
but like
I
Jim
hate
said,
that.
these people all day they see the same people. So you bring in someone from outside, they're
Yep.
going, "Don't leave.
Yep.
Spend the night. Spend the weekend."
Yep.
Literally,
Yeah.
they would be like,
like
"We
the
got a
movie
free
Get
cabin
Out.
all weekend. You can stay all weekend. You have sex with me and my wife, whatever
Yeah.
you want." You know?
Which is crazy to me to like any type of club. Or like where you get drunk with people that you see over and over again.
Yeah.
Because I need to lay low a lot. Like that's
Yeah.
the type of drinker I
Yeah,
was. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I could
Yeah.
never
like I
be-
needed a new friend group after some of the things I did when I was
I
drinking.
need to lay low.
I wouldn't be like,
That's good.
okay, we're gonna go see them again tomorrow.
Yeah,
Cool.
same people,
That's
Yeah,
same
great.
you're
group,
right.
same
That's
group.
great. Like,
People
I
that
don't-
saw me do that shit last
Yeah.
night. Yeah, let's get them together again.
I did a gig at a country club, and I'm just watching these people act, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, you guys got to do this again tomorrow.
Yeah.
No one really
But see, at that point, they do it so much where they become desensitized
I
to
think,
it.
I think
you know?
you're paying for the fact that no one remembers it after
Yeah,
the fact.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
paying for all of us to be equally fucked up.
Yeah.
At the country club.
You know what I
you're
mean?
saying?
Like,
Or
that's
a
what the
Moose
membership
Lodge.
is. It's like a Men in Black zap. Like what happens in here?
Well, I think it's an agreement. We're all paying a membership, so we agree that we could be as fucked up as we want with no judgment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in here.
To that.
Yeah.
Would you ever be a part of like a country club or like a group like that, or like an Elks
If I had the
Lodge
money,
where-
I think I'd be in a country club. That sounds cool.
But
Yeah.
would you golf?
yeah, I'd get into it.
You would?
I'd like to
yeah, I didn't mean to give
I'd like to be
Well,
in
you
a
don't
mini
think I could
golf.
golf?
You know,
I would do a mini golf country club.
That would be
That's
fun.
what I would do.
Mini
That would
golf
be
Mini
country
fun.
golf
club?
country
It's called
club.
Haunted
God
Trails.
damn it,
Yeah.
Tom. There already is one. He's right.
No, I
He's
don't like
right.
that.
Yeah, it's called Enchanted Castle. Check it out.
I love it.
Everyone's
You
got,
get into
everyone's
video
got
games too?
pinwheel hats.
That would actually rock. Yeah, mini golf.
No, but
country
I don't like.
club's a
I don't
good
like
idea.
that it's making fun of, because I think the country club is such an elite thing.
Yeah,
That's
like
fair.
you should have to make a certain amount to
make a
get
little
in.
gimmicky thing.
Yeah, but our country clubs really like they are an elite thing. But
Some of them are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. There's bad ones.
Yeah, I guess you're
Other
right.
ones are just like glorified banquet
Right,
halls.
it's like I told
Exactly.
someone that I was doing another shitty gig in Wisconsin. As you guys know my career, and I was telling someone, "Oh, I'm
I've
doing
done all these rooms by the way.
I'm doing a show tonight at a country club." They're like, "Ooh, a country club." I'm like, "Oh no, it's rural Wisconsin. It's just a public golf course, pretty much."
Yeah,
you know?
basically,
like
right?
a country club is there. It's just like, no, this is just a fucking
Right,
It's a
right.
golf course in town. That's
Well,
it.
Doesn't
Perfectly nice, but like,
Sure.
yeah,
every golf course has a country club, right?
no.
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 It's a clubhouse.
No, there's
Yeah,
public
there's
golf
just a
courses
clubhouse.
and then there's private golf courses.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think being a comedian is enough of like a fraternity of
Sure,
things,
like a little
you know,
clubhouse,
that you're
yeah.
like kind of. I don't think I need to be, but I would like to have a place where I can just go and get away from the women, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just place you can go spend $100 on dinner every now and again. You know what I mean? Like where I could put on a blazer before I go to lunch.
My
Yeah.
That's what
dad's
I
a member
want.
of the Italian American Club.
Wow.
And there's
one
a
on the
clubhouse.
south
Shocker,
side?
right? Yeah.
The one up I parked in front of there.
Did
to
they
go to
yell
a
at you?
Sox game the other day. No, actually, I parked in their lot.
You tell them you know me.
And they were like, the guy was like, "That's a nice car you got there," and I thought he was fucking with me.
You
'cause
ashamed
I
something
don't
happened
have-
to it, yeah.
I don't have a nice car.
What do you drive, Jim?
I drive a Ford Fusion.
Oh.
And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "You got a nice car there." And I'm like, "Okay." And I'm walking away, and he goes, "Hey, there's mine." And I look over, and he's also
Ford
he has a
Fusion.
Ford Fusion.
That's funny.
I'm like,
That's
oh,
awesome.
this guy thinks both of us are doing better
Probably-
than we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably a 90% chance is my dad's best friend.
Yeah.
I would just easily. Hey, here's something that happened to me the other day. You ever have you meet a friend of your parents that like they haven't seen in a while, and then they start to just unload
Oh.
like
You should have known your
stories?
dad when.
Yeah, like they unload,
Yeah.
and you're going, what? Like
Yeah.
you know, like
Tom, you wouldn't have this happen because your dad's already told you those stories when you were 9. But that's what his is.
Tom's dad's friends come over and go, "Oh, yeah, sorry, I just got out of prison because your dad and I murdered a family." Anyway, this crazy guy.
no,
Talk
but
about
like,
that mother-daughter thing.
Yeah.
but like legitimately, like they'd be like, yeah, one time me and your dad we crashed this car and then we set it on fire and then
Yeah.
we blew up this warehouse
Yeah.
and you're like, what?
And what's your dad doing? Does he know you're getting
And
told
my
this?
dad is like, it's like in the moment he's like, oh yeah, I did do all that things. Like
Yeah.
he's just like, oh yeah, but he'll like graze over. Yeah, you know, we were doing cocaine or whatever, and you're
Yeah,
like, wait,
yeah.
what is that?
Yeah.
for?
Dude, same thing. My mom and her friends, like it was like the 70s, the 80s, whatever. She'd be like, her two friends I've known like our whole life. They all were like friends when they were like in their 20s, like just got their first jobs or whatever. And this guy I know, I've known him my whole life. He's like my friend's parent. He's a very mild-mannered guy. And she's like, oh, no, when we first met, like I was friends with him, not his wife. And he was like party Pat. He would have everyone at his house doing blow off hood of his car, have
my
huge
God.
keggers, people hanging out the doors of the car. And I'm going, this guy, this like, socks with sandals up to your knee. This is the guy. And he's like, oh yeah, he'd be getting nuts. And
I don't know any of my mom's friends, but if I did, I'd be like, was she a whore back in the day? Come on, you gotta tell me. Was my mom a whore?
Oh man, that's funny.
Would you want to know?
My mom's only friends are Korean ladies that does her nails.
Yeah.
So. Those are my mom's only friends. This is my best friend. Ting Ting.
Your mom doesn't have any friends from like back in the day?
No, and that's probably good.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to know those things.
Yeah, for sure.
My mom's
I
like
would.
two friends.
I would want to know.
That's weird.
That
Is
is
it weird?
Yeah, you're like, Mom, tell me about your past.
Yeah, but
Mom, were you a slut?
were you the mother or the daughter?
I don't want to say because it's your family, but you did.
Yeah.
Well done, Tom.
All right, what are we at time, Kretsch? 53.
You know what my favorite part about this podcast is?
The countdown.
Yeah, really
Time goes by so slow.
Can we just stop? You know, you don't have to, right? It's like
No.
HBO. You can end the episode
No.
whenever you want
It's
to.
like
It doesn't have to be
HBO.
60 minutes on the dot. There's no commercials.
It's like HBO.
We have lots of commercials. We're gonna record our Magic Spoon ad after this.
Yeah, we're plugging
Magic spoon. Keeps,
Tom's
guys,
brothers
keeps.
selling
we
shit.
talk about limoncello
Limoncello
LaCroix.
LaCroix, flavor of summer, baby.
Do you know what? I was actually thinking of you, Jim. If I wasn't 20 minutes late, I would have stopped at the store and got you a Diet Coke.
Man, you're a good friend.
That'd been
I know,
nice.
I
He's
know.
a really good
I was
friend.
asking around at the club. I was like, "Do we have any cans of Diet Coke?"
Were you really?
I swear to God, ask
Oh.
Alex.
Man,
Jim's coming to the
a
podcast.
little DC for
I-
G-
yeah.
JF.
I will say, to talk about what you were talking about a minute ago too. Like, I wonder about that with people who like know me now, right? That I don't drink. You know what I mean? And like versus,
I would have
people-
loved to see drunk Jim.
I mean, Tom's had to drive me home.
I drove Jim home one time when he was drunk, and I'm like, all right, and I didn't know him that well.
We know each other
Jim
fairly
goes,
well.
Fairly
yeah,
well.
you want to come in and help me move some furniture around a little bit?
Sit on my
Put
lap.
on the TV and sit on your lap. Come on, old time's sake.
I think Jim was trying to fuck you. I know I blew it.
I blew it.
I could have fucked Jim Flanagan.
If I was just a few years older,
That's how we
Tommy,
should
you
call
sure
it.
you don't want that chalupa?
A joint, a chalupa.
Tell your Jim story.
It's a great.
So he asked me to drive him home, and I was like, yeah, sure. You know, and this is before I had started comedy, and I was like, oh shit. Jim
Tom's a
wants me-
bouncer at Zany's at the time, right?
Yes.
And a good friend. Like
Yeah.
we hang out on Tuesdays a lot.
Yes. So
But
I
only
would
there.
be like, I was like, yeah, I'll drive you home, no problem. We live close to each other. We both live in Naperville. I don't know if I was supposed to say that. That's fine.
That's the part I don't want people to know.
Jim been telling some molesting story.
So
Where
Just
they can
don't
find
tell him
me.
my zip code.
So we get in the car, and I know Jim likes hip hop, you know, so I'm playing some songs. I'm like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that?
That fits.
Eventually,
Jim's singing all the words. He's
no,
feeling good.
No,
you
the
know?
exact
One of them.
opposite. Radio silence, and I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, he hates these songs. I'm driving, fucking hates my taste in music. So I'm like, fuck. I'll never be his friend. And then we get off. You know, I'm driving down 59, and I keep driving. And I'm like, Naperville's about to end soon. It's about to be Plainfield. So then I go, Jim, where do you live? And Jim's just passed out.
Knocked out.
And he wakes up. He goes, "Oh shit! You got to do a U-turn." So I do a U-turn by the Fox Valley Mall over there, and apparently he lives like pretty much like a few streets off the exit.
And you got him home safe. And
Eventually,
got him home
but also
safe.
now, like I'm half passed out trying to give him directions.
Yeah, it's tough.
Back to
Yeah.
my, and I don't know the direction we're coming from because I don't realize where. It was just awful.
Can I share
Was that
my
a turning
first,
point in your drinking?
That
game?
was it. I was like, I can't do
That
this.
was the
to
last
Tom.
time you drank?
I was like, I'll never be on this podcast if I do this.
Come on.
It'll never start comedy. Nothing will go well.
My first introduction to Jim Flanagan was
boy.
thus. It was I was wanted to get into comedy. I wanted to get take it seriously, and I went to this open mic at Josephine's before it became what it is. And I walk into Josephine's, and it's like Halloween week, okay? And I walk in, and it's all these incels dressed in.
Jim goes, those are my dear
my friends.
Those are my dear friends.
They're cells.
Go ahead.
Can you
Smoke.
They're just cells. They're human life form cells.
They're good people.
There are all these incels who are now they have now
Goes
become
right
my
back to
friends.
it.
They are.
Over time, they have now become my friends.
Oh, not
Some-
after they hear this.
And they're all dressed in Halloween costumes, which made them extra weird looking.
Especially when you're new.
And
just-
yeah, and it's a comedy open mic, so I didn't expect there was gonna be a guy dressed as fucking whatever Goku, and so I walk in, and Jim is not there. He's not in the room. It is just all these Halloween, nerds, and they're huddled around a cardboard cutout of Jim Flanagan.
Oh,
It's
Life-size.
life-size cardboard cutout of
a
Jim
little
Flanagan.
wider than it
And I
should
said
have
to
been. if I'm
myself,
being honest. They took some liberties. You know?
It's not even you. It's John
It was
Goodman with your
it was
face
like-
on it.
It was also like 5'7". I'm like, what are you doing here? Come on, I'm ridiculous.
You look like one of the Belly Boys.
funny.
fuck Belly Boy.
Funny.
Unsubscribe.
But
I got one more thing about Jim. After
Well,
your story.
but then I take a look at the cardboard cutout. I take a look at the people that were laughing, and they put a pumpkin head on you at one point. And I said, I don't like these people, and whoever that guy is, I don't like him either. And I left, and I walked out, and now he's here on our podcast.
There it is, full circle.
And he's a good friend of mine.
Were you there that night? Do you know? He does,
Oh, he was one of the incels.
he's a cell.
TK, shout out.
He's a cell.
I remember one more thing from the car ride that we had.
I wish my cardboard cutout was here instead of me right now.
Yeah, we should from now on just have a cardboard cutout of Jim.
How did that come to be?
Everyone's fucking weird.
No, Stephanie Carroll was doing a one-woman show, but like she had other people helping out with it, and I couldn't be there. And she was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna have a Jim Flannigan cardboard cutout be part of the show."
Oh, that's stupid.
And
Just checking.
guys, we should get Kretz in here for the director's commentary. I think he knows more about this than I do. But
whatever reason it is, it was
it's ridiculous.
stupid.
But very funny.
But that's how worshipped Jim
That's
is.
not true. It
in
was
the
a
comedy.
joke.
They got a cardboard cutout of this guy,
It
and
was
they
making fun of me.
were praising
And they all
it.
bring
were
an
not praising
offering to it every week.
the offerings are nice.
was
I get
a
a bunch of
pentagram.
chalupas.
Yeah, joints and chalupas. Yeah, all you
There was a
Diet
pentagram
Cokes,
underneath.
cans of Diet Coke. Yeah,
I remember one more thing from the
Oh,
car
God.
ride, and then we could close it out on this. I remember, I'm starting the hip hop songs, and I'm also kind of talking about comedy. And you asked me, you said, "Have you been doing stand up?" And I said yes. And I have never done stand up once. So, and then you're like, where do you do stand up? And I was like, yeah, like around, like
Like, please pass
I'm
out.
around the town. And he went, oh, there's a place right by where we live called the Comedy Shrine. He's like, and you were like, just let me know anytime. I'll tell them, to put you up at the open mic. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And I never took you up on the offer once.
Never did.
Because I wasn't even doing comedy until maybe 6 or 7 months after that.
wow.
Tom, are you my fault?
That's funny.
Yes.
You doing stand up?
Yes,
Are you
I
my
went.
fault?
I can't lie to Jim.
I have to go do the
Never lie to
stand up until I
I
put
can't
the
lie to
Comedy
that
Shrine
guy who
of
passed
business.
out in my car and made me drive.
Jim, this is probably the biggest thing you've ever done.
Yeah.
Where could people follow you?
Oh gosh, I'm
they
all
want-
over social media. My handles are at Nonna's Basement. At Jimmy Flan. I'm on social media.
Check out Jimmy Flan. Funny content. Great comedian.
Funny content.
I love you guys for having me. This was really fun.
One of
Yeah.
my
Really
comedy
appreciate
mentors.
it.
And
Stop it. I
very
don't
much a
know
comedy
nothing.
mentor for everyone in this room.
Huge
Any
get.
closing arguments? Any closing statements?
May 5, 6, the Velveeta Room, Austin, Texas.
We'll be
Come
in
out and see the
Austin.
boys.
Velveeta
Yeah.
Room. Come see the boys in Austin. Me and Jim are going to be in Nashville next week.
Woo!
This probably won't be out by then,
Nope. But all good.
but that's fun.
Yeah.
And,
Just brag about it. a little bit.
Yeah.
guys,
Suckers, we're in Nashville right now.
Yeah.
keep on being you and believe in yourself.
Yeah. Smoke a joint, eat a chalupa.
And eat a
Chalupa this
chalupa when
week.
you can.
Do you guys have like a name for your fans?
Known as boys.
Basement dwellers.
Basement dwellers?
Basement
Yeah,
dwellers.
basement
That's
dwellers.
That's good.
Shout out to
I
all the
like it.
basement dwellers
All the
out there.
BDs out there.
Hey, don't
it
say
easy.
that. That's a gang.
God bless you. God bless you.
Sorry, everybody.
Cut.